Hey everyone, welcome back to the Now Divas. So, if you are new here, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more ServiceNow tips and tutorials. Today is a part 3 of our ServiceNow Discovery series, and we are going to walk you through the complete process of installing and configuring the ServiceNow MID Server on a Windows Server virtual machine. So let's get started. So here's a quick recap. So in our last videos, we checked the discovery prerequisites. In today's video, we will be looking into MID server setup. And please check out the last 2 parts in the description box. So for today's video, make sure you have your Windows Server VM up and running with a desktop experience and .NET Framework 3.5 installed and a remote desktop enabled internet access on your VM. Now let's talk about the MID server technical specifications which are required for installing the MID server on the Windows machine. It's important to ensure your server meets these requirements for optimal performance. The MID server supports various operating systems including Windows Server 2012 and later, as well as several Linux distributions. The minimum hardware requirement include a quad-core processor, 8 GB of RAM, 16 GB recommended, and 40 GB of disk space, 80 GB recommended. Java 17.0.12 is bundled with a MID server installer, so no separate installation is needed. PowerShell 3.0 or higher is required for Windows Discovery, and a .NET Framework 3.5 is needed for the service mapping and a Windows pattern discovery. And also keep in mind that a MID server installed on a Linux only supports the discovery of Linux or Unix devices. For maximum flexibility, we recommend installing the MID server on a Windows server as it supports both Windows and the Linux or a Unix devices. And let's jump into the demo and how to set up the MID server. So first we need to create a local service account that the MID server will use to run. So this account needs specific permissions. So let's create it now. So I have already logged into my Windows virtual server. So let me go here and type open the Windows R and let's open. So I have opened the local users and groups. So let's click on the users and you can see I've already created one, but we will create one more. So more action. Let's click on a new and let's keep this as a Windows MID server. That's the username. And I'm just going to give the full name here, and I am just going to give some description as a service account for. Basically, this account will be used for running the ServiceNow MID server on this particular server. So I am just going to cannot change the password, never expires, and I'm going to create password. So you can check with your Active Directory team or whoever manages the security, and they will be able to create the account for you. So here we go. So we have done this one. So we have already created the user. So we will be giving the permissions for this account to run the MID server service on this particular Windows server. So for that, let's go to again the Windows R, and here I am going to run something secpol.msc. I will be leaving all this information in the description box below and you can follow the same. So it's taking a while for it to open. So I got this Windows virtual server. So I have enrolled for 180 days trial period. So I've used the Windows server. So you can also do the same thing. And if you want to know how I got this virtual server, please feel free to send me a message on the LinkedIn or leave a comment in the description box below. I will get back to you guys on that. Okay, so let's go to the local policies and let's go to the user right assignment and scroll down. And if you do not do all these steps, then you will not be able to install the MID server. So what was the name? I think it was Windows space. I think this was the one. Let's go ahead and check the name. Yes, it worked. So we have added the permissions here and let's go ahead and click on, I'm going to close this one. So our part is done from the server end. So from the MID server end, sorry, from the ServiceNow end, before we download this, so I would like to create a MID server user on our instance. So I believe you guys know how to create the user. So you will have to go to the sys underscore user table. Sorry, underscore user dot list. And I've already created one, but we will be creating another one. So make sure that your user ID doesn't start with mid.server. So I am going to give the user ID as windows.mid and just give this as a MID server. And we'll have to scroll down. Let me go ahead and submit this record and we'll have to add the role. Come here, click on edit. So the role is MID server. Go ahead and type the MID and you get the role. And all these informations are actually documented on the ServiceNow documentation page as well. So you can go through that. So I have set it active. So I'm just going to copy this user ID and I'm going to click on update and I'm going to set the password here. Please set a very strong password. Now, great. So our two steps are done. So let's go ahead and download the MID server. Since we are installing it on the Windows machine, so we need the 64-bit and let's go ahead and download it. So it takes a while for it to get downloaded. 5 minutes. So it took about 5 minutes for, so we now have the Windows, the Windows MID server. So let's go ahead and install this. So you need to have elevated privileges or the right to install this MID server. So I am going to run the command prompt in the administrative access. So I am going to change the directory here to C slash, that's where it is stored, I believe, slash Alpha Arun notes. Yes. And since this is the MSI, the Windows installer file, so we need to type the command as msc exe/I, and I need the name of the file. Let me quickly go. Let me come here to rename. I believe I copied it. So I did get a message. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. I think I missed something. MSI. It's preparing to install right now. And whatever the steps we had created earlier, we will be using those information here in the Windows installer. So as you can see, I am using the previously downloaded version. The only thing I forgot to mention is .msi at the end. Let's wait for this installer to complete and to give us the welcome screen. Great. So in case if there is some error or if your technical requirements which are not appropriate or recommended for installing this MID server, you will be getting that error message or the pop-up right before this setup wizard. Right now we don't have anything, so I am just going, I accept it, and here we need to give our instance URL. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and copy this and let's come here and put this, and please type the username and the one you had created. I believe this is the one. Let me give the password, and let's quickly go ahead and test the connection. So the connection tested successfully, which is great. Let's go ahead and click on next. I'm not using the proxy one. Let's give a name to our Windows server, and this information will be visible on our instance. So I am just going to give this as a Windows MID server. And let's go ahead and select our service account. And this is the account which we had created a while ago. And we granted the permission to run this MID server as a logon. And let me type the password. And let's go ahead and validate the MID service settings. And you can see the note here as well. So it says that valid service settings. And let's go ahead and click on next. And let's change the directory here. And you can change it anywhere you want. So I would like to do it under my folder. Let's click on next. And we are going to check this button here. So it is going to install the ServiceNow MID Server on this virtual machine. It takes for about a minute or two. And as I had mentioned, so the Java application will be installed as part of this MID Server installation. So we will have to install the PowerShell, but whatever the VM I have got, so it has come up with a pre-installed PowerShell. So I'm not going to do that, but .NET, we need the .NET Framework 3.5, so which I will be activating it or installing it after the server. I will show you guys how to do it. And in any case, if you guys get stuck with the installation, you can reach out to your server admin team. They will be more than happy to help you. Please share and subscribe to our Now Divas channel. And please leave a comment or leave a message in the description box below for any kind of questions. I would be more than happy to help you out. And also, please, you can also reach out to me on the LinkedIn as well. My profile information are available in the description box. For this series, I will be setting up the credentials which are required for discovering a Windows machine. So I will be discovering the very Windows machine, the virtual machine, whatever we are using at the moment. And that video will be available probably in the next week as part 4. So please subscribe and look out for the past part 4 series. Thank you. Oh, prematurely, because we did get an error stating that ServiceNow MID server setup ended prematurely because of an error. So refer the knowledge article. Let me see what is the knowledge article, because when I installed it yesterday, 2427, it was successful. So let me go ahead and click on finish. I'll come here. If you could see, ideally it should have shown up here. That's what happened to me yesterday. So let's go to the folder here, ServiceNow, and I am just going to this agent, and I'm going to the bin folder, and there is an option called uninstall, and I am just going to install it again. I am going to start, and I would like to confirm something. I overlooked the text here. It says like specified service already exists. Then why did we get that message? I don't know. Let me go here, and I'm going to start the services. Windows, you may not have put, though I am an admin user, I get this pop-up. Let me just check that if I can run as a administrator. So we have done everything from our end. I'm really not sure why I got that pop-up, but going into the bin folder, I have installed that, try to install it again, and then we have restarted or started the services, the mid-server services. So let's quickly go to our ServiceNow instance and check if we see a record here. Fingers crossed. Wow, it is available. So this is the name, and that's awesome. So in case if you are stuck somewhere, so you go ahead and check the bin folder and also start or first stop the MID server services and then start it again. So we see the record on our instance. That's awesome. So let's go ahead and validate the MID server. So this is crucial. So unless you validate the MID server, you cannot use that MID server. So you can select, I am going to select all the applications. And if you do not want to select, you can, as per the business requirement, you can go ahead and select everything. I'm going to select everything and I'm going to click on save. So it's going to take a while, probably a minute or two to validate the MID server. So let's come back once it is validated and once it is up. So as you can see, it's telling validating, the status shows as down and when this was stopped and everything. So this is the IP address and other stuff. So let's wait for a while. So finally, it says like it's validated and the MID server is up. So let's go ahead and add a few parameters here. So I'm going to click on new. So these are the parameters which I would suggest you to add it after installing the MID server. So this is what we have followed in our organization. So if you want to know more details about it, please check out the ServiceNow documentation. So here we are increasing the thread max to 50. And in our case, it's not required, but when you have a large scale enterprise or you're scanning the large scale network, then it is ideal to increase the thread max. So the default is 25, but do it cautiously and take the help of the server administrator to do that. In case if you want to know more about the CPU usage and everything, you can check the MID server dashboard and you can see the CPU and everything. So do it very cautiously. And there is a one more, which is the MID SNMP request timeout. This is used for discovering the SNMP devices. We are going to set the value for the MID SNMP session timeout. So, okay, if these settings are not updated or modified, then you would get a timeout message when you are trying to discover the SNMP devices. So it's ideal to set all these things. So there, as you can see, there are a lot of parameters you can set it, but do everything cautiously and read the ServiceNow documentation before you do anything. So I am going to set the request timeout as 15000. So I'm following everything, whatever we have set it in our organization. So the values may vary. So check with your developer or architect and do it everything as per your business requirement. And let me go ahead and another one, which is a MID SNMP session timeout. MID SNMP session timeout. I'm just going to give this as 10,000. So we are done. And if you could see everything, every information, all the informations are available here. Let's quickly go ahead and update this. And you can see that the status is up and it is validated. So whenever you create a new pattern or customize any pattern, so it's ideal to come here to the MID server and then click on pattern sync to the MID. So I will be talking about the pattern as well towards the end of this series, discovery series. So please watch out. And so we can see that I believe the PowerShell is already installed, like whatever I mentioned earlier. So we are going to do one thing. We are going to install the Microsoft .NET version 3.5 for a Windows pattern discovery, and also that is required for the service mapping. So let's go ahead and see how to install it. Windows R. I think I've already installed it, but I just want to show you guys how to do it. Let's go to, just click on yes. We get the server manager. We have to go to the local server. So just select anything, whatever you want, just leaving that as it is. Okay. And scroll down to the server roles and let's go ahead and click on next. And under the features, you can see that I have already installed it. If you could see it, if this option is already checked or it's in the it's highlighted here. That means it's already installed. So if you want to install anything, just click on anything, whatever you want, and then click on next, and then it gets installed. So this is how you get to install the .NET Framework 3.5. And if you want anything else as well, you can just go ahead and do that. And you can also see that PowerShell is already installed on this VM. So and that's it. So you have successfully installed and configured the ServiceNow MID server, and this allows you or us to integrate our ServiceNow instance with a on-premise systems and automate the various tasks. So if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more ServiceNow tutorials, and please watch out for the part 4, where we will be discovering the Windows machine or this particular VM where we have installed the MID server on our instance. So thanks for watching, and ta-ta, bye-bye.